T-minus 10, 9, 8.
The clock is
7.
operating. We're underway.
Tranquility Base here. Endeavor, go at throttle up.
Hi, I'm Jason Albert, and I'm here with Bert Hinckley. You are watching the USCSA 2015 National Championships here from Mount Bachelor, just outside Bend, Oregon. We are going to start what will look like a very exciting race with lots of participants. And I believe this is an unofficial event.
This is an unofficial event. It looks like dress code has changed. We've got skiers wearing, it looks like, only the bib on top. This is a mixed gender race. I got a couple of coaches who told me they're going to jump in and race. We have one family team racing. Their daughter was skiing in the event, and mom and dad were going to join in and form a team. This is the spring break version of the team relay.
Okay, so again, you are here for our last event of our championships. This is the 2015 USCSA National Championships, which are brought to you in part by Patagonia. Their mission: to build the best product, cause no unnecessary harm, and to use business to inspire and implement solutions to the environmental crisis. Learn more at Patagonia.com. Patagonia, proud supporters of the USCSA, and by Reliable Racing. Whether it's Alpine and Nordic ski racing apparel and equipment, hill and event supplies, sports timing equipment, or hard-to-find race gear, Reliable Racing is your one-stop shop. Check them out on the web at ReliableRacing.com. And by Twitchell Sportswear, the home of Yeti apparel. When you're facing truly abominable weather, the Yeti has you covered. Check out the complete collection at TwitchellSportswear.com, proud supporters of the USCSA. And we are approximately 7 minutes away from the start of our final event at this USCSA National Championships. It is a mixed relay, mixed in the sense that you can have women, men,
moms and dads and coaches.
And anyone else.
We can ski in spandex shorts. We can ski in Hawaiian shorts. One team was running around trying to find a supply of Hawaiian shorts to ski in this morning, and they didn't plan very well.
So this morning we had two official events: the women's 3x3 and men's 3x3 team relay in the classic technique. What were our results from that, Bert?
Results, Jason. I've got to find my sheet here.
Okay, well, I can tell you this: that in the women's,
here we go.
It was St. Olaf's, followed by Wyoming, followed by Clarkson. And the men?
Men, looks like it was Wyoming, St. Olaf, and Clarkson, maintaining the top three teams.
So how does that fare for our unofficial overall team results? I believe...
I have to do some calculations, and I haven't done those calculations yet.
Okay, so my guess is that St. Olaf's will retain the women's overall, and Wyoming...
We'll retain the men's overall. I would guess that as well.
Okay, so this next event should be a lot of fun. We have, I see like participants like J.D. Downing here, who might be in the pushing 50 years old. I'm not sure. I'm looking for a response. Oh, no. So JD will be participating with it sounds like a group of skiers from Wyoming. JD runs an organization called XC Oregon here out of Bend. So he supports the Nordic skiing cause here locally, nationally, and internationally.
JD, being old school, is maintaining the race lycra outfit. He hasn't got his Hawaiian shorts out for this event.
No, but he is actually exposing some of his buff biceps with a t-shirt on this morning. So so far, you will, if you are going to be streaming this, it is going to be a cluster of Lycra tank tops and bibs coming across the finish line. So we will most likely have a tough time keeping track of the number of skiers. And I'm looking for my stats here, Bert, of how many teams we have entering.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 18 teams.
Okay.
Now, I know that I was outside not long ago, and another team was trying to form. They were trying to pull together enough skiers and then go find bibs. So we may have upwards to 20 teams.
One of the interesting teams that'll be out there this afternoon is the Martin team. So they're a local family. Their daughter Michaela is from the College of Idaho, and Michaela is a former skier from a local high school here in Bend. I believe she skied from Mountain View, where her father, Eric Martin, is the head coach. And they will be joined on that team with Michaela's brother and Eric's son, Alex. So that should be kind of a interesting team to watch. We have teams that will still be constituted from, for example, Oregon State Cascades or Oregon State University at Cascades will have all 3 skiers from Oregon State. So as we look over this list,
Looks like we even have a Clarkson alumni team.
Oh, cool. That is cool. So we do have many skiers or many teams that will be represented by a single school. It looks like we'll have several Wyoming teams, a Western State team, a Whitman team, Air Force Academy team, 2 St. Olaf teams.
A men's and ladies St. Olaf team, men's and ladies Wyoming team.
A mixed Oregon State University team. So it should be an exciting event, and we will try and keep up with the action here from Mount Bachelor, where we are enjoying really lovely weather, really, really great weather here this afternoon.
I've often joked about having ski races in Hawaii. This almost feels like a Hawaiian day.
Yeah, it does. It does. This is one of those days you wish for, but this early in the season and this little snowpack.
Certainly we'd like to see some more snow,
Yep.
but if you're talking about ease of conducting an event, it couldn't be much easier in terms of our weather.
That's right. And then you have a shot of that weather right there. That is Broken Top Mountain, which is a backdrop to where we are sitting in the stadium or oval area here at the Mount Bachelor Nordic Center. Broken Top rises to, depending on which peak you're looking at, over 9,000 feet. And it is a lovely mountain to look at as you ski around these local Mount Bachelor shows. And we are moments away. I see the first leg skiers lining up on the starting line. So if you are about to start this race and you aren't organized yet and up on the starting line, I suggest you get your first leg skier up on the starting line. Racers are under starters orders, and this should be a really exciting race. I'm guessing there could be an interesting and dicey handoff area here.
A lot of the excitement of these kind of team relays can happen right in the exchange area. I don't know whether coaches are going to be up at the corner with surplus ski poles, but we can very often see a broken ski pole in the exchange area.
That is true. So it can be an expensive sport when you start snapping poles and replacing those. So again, starters.
The days of inexpensive bamboo poles are long behind us.
They are. So starters are on the line for our final event of this USCSA National Championships here from Mount Bachelor. We have approximately 18 teams of 3 each represented. And we have a lovely aerial shot right now of the region around Mount Bachelor. The aerial camera is over our Nordic venue, where we are soon to start the mixed 3x3 relay. The aerial shot is over what we're calling Dutchman Flat. If you have never been to this region of the world before, it is gorgeous. Your backdrop there is Mount Bachelor, a 9,000-foot dormant, extinct volcano, which serves as our local ski hill. World-class skiing here in the Pacific Northwest at Mount Bachelor.
And it's right out our back door.
And racers appear to be ready to roll here. And you're extending out the camera view there is looking west over Dutchman Flat and that wide expanse, and you're seeing Broken Top, the South Sister, and in the clouds there are two more large volcanoes, which would be the North Sister and the Middle Sister. South Sister is the second largest peak in Oregon, topping out at over 10,000 feet. That little area right there, that sort of bald mountain, is called the Cone. On a good powder day, it's nice to come up before the mountain opens and kind of get your own little private powder stash. Gorgeous day here in Oregon.
Jason, we're into the time of year when we can do the Bend Trifecta Day, and that is a day when you'll come up here and ski in the morning. You'll go home and have lunch and get your kayak out and paddle in the afternoon. You'll go home and have a snack and jump on the bicycle to come home and finish up with dinner. That's a kind of a perfect Bend Trifecta Day.
It is gorgeous. Really lovely day. So here we are awaiting the start of the mixed relay, which I bet will be our busiest and most eclectic race of our USCSA National Championships. This is an unofficial race, not for National Championship, but strictly for Pride, which sometimes might mean a little bit more. Okay. Lovely weather. I'm just thinking about So have you ever done a mixed relay or any type of relay event, Bert?
Oh, I've done relay events, but I've never done a mixed relay like this. This is a modern. You got to remember how old I am, and back in the day, as I say, I'm talking about bamboo ski poles, and I used the bamboo ski poles with the wooden skis and the pine tar on the base.
And to think about, like, relay was like this, like, more advanced concept that they're like they couldn't even conceptualize that, perhaps. But there's a local race on New Year's morning, which is the New Year's relay, which I've participated in numerous times. It's a fun race, a little bit like this. I mean, people dress up. My own kid, my little 7-year-old, dressed it as Harry Potter this year, and they're off. So we have the 3x3 mixed relay at our USCSA National Championships here at Mount Bachelor off to a start. It looks like we have a Wyoming skier slightly off the front, followed by a Clarkson skier, and they're skiing.
Two Wyoming skiers in front. Two Wyoming skiers take the lead.
And there is even what looks to be a skier wearing either I'm going to say it is a bathrobe. We have a skier wearing a bathrobe that was kind of in the middle of the park, or middle of the bunch there, so that's a pretty good showing. As they ski past the base of Broken Top Mountain here in Central Oregon. So we'll probably switch to a shot momentarily of the tag-off area, and this will become a very, hopefully, organized chaos. Out there right now, we see a Clarkson skier in bib 58. We see a Wyoming skier in what seems to be the more old-school Wyoming Lycra, bib 95, also wearing a modified mullet. Party in the front. No, I guess that's business in the front, party in the back is how that goes. And We have Nolan King from Oregon State University Cascades. Lots of skiers. Wow, folks, this is going to be very interesting.
I do hope that all the skiers know who's on their team. It could be a bit confusing out there.
There it is right there. So what you're seeing there, folks, is a prototype of an upcoming hairstyle, the stylish Nordic mullet. Okay, lots of skiers here. This is going to be quite exciting. So the technical delegate you'll see is the man in the yellow vest, and he is responsible for keeping skiers organized, making sure that tags go appropriately. So right there, bib number, we're seeing Helen Cutting from Oregon State University Cascades. So I'm interested. I would like to be a fly on the wall and see how he's going to try and keep this race organized and minimize broken poles and tripped up skiers. We have Imran Wolfenden coming in first. Imran, local stud skier from Oregon State University Cascades, skiing a strong leg in first place. Imran handing off to Nolan King in first, followed by a Wyoming skier.
Wyoming and St. Olaf.
And he handed off to a gentleman wearing something that looks like you might put a spread you might put on your dining room table.
And I have no idea what that next name. Maybe a Colorado Mesa.
And there's Alex Martin there handing off to his dad. My guess is he handed off to his dad Eric, who is an extraordinary athlete. He is in his late 40s. He might be able to catch Imran, and Imran used to ski for him over at Mountain View.
Yeah, if Eric Martin has the kind of race that Eric Martin can have.
There goes the guy in the...
oh, there we go with the Hawaiian shorts.
Yep, we have a gentleman right there in Stars and Stripes sporting his patriotism, wearing a table spread. And here comes a skier from Clarkson. So that was exciting to see a local team, Oregon State University Cascades, coming in for tag number 1. We also see Muffy Roy out there. Muffy is a local wax guru. She tends to only want to come up for these big, high-consequence races and wax skis for some of the local kids. Here's a Western State skier coming through, followed by another Western State skier. Yeah, you really have to know what your partner looks like and who they are, because there is just a morass of things.
That could be the reason for wearing the blue boxers.
Oh, yes.
We are the same of blue boxers, and that way you won't get it mixed up.
Okay, so I see J.D. Downing, locally known as J.D. out there, gripping his poles intensely. J.D. is a tough competitor there.
Jason, I'm going to be honest with you, and I am not going to try to keep track of which team is in first place. I'm going to enjoy this show.
So skiers lined up. There's Helen Cutting, who will be awaiting the tag off from Nolan King. Her leg number 1 teammate, Imran Wolfenden, came in first, followed closely behind by what I believe was a University of Wyoming skier, but I digress. Oh, we have a skier wearing a GoPro.
We have a technical delegate eating lunch.
We do.
I'm waiting for the swimsuit. I'm waiting for the first one to get out there in an all-out swimsuit.
I think I just saw a gentleman over there. I'm like sort of a leopard print boxer type thing.
Okay, we've got, looks like, what is it coming in here?
It is Nolan King coming in first here. Nolan, stick it there. Don't trip up. Followed closely by a rose patterned and he is the one that comes in first, and he tags J.D. Downing. J.D. Downing, local skier. Followed by Helen Cutting.
Eric Martin in at third place.
Eric closed that gap.
Team
Huge.
Martin goes out in third place.
And Eric, who I believe might be collecting his AARP card pretty soon, handed off to his daughter, Michaela.
We have dueling Wyoming, dueling Cowboys.
And here comes the mullet. The mullet is coming right in behind. It seems to me that that mullet may have properties that might be advantageous in terms of breaking through some of the high altitude air here.
This is the aerodynamic mullet.
It could be.
I see.
And they're all aerodynamic. It's
Carefully
just varying
crafted.
degrees.
Carefully
by varying
crafted.
degrees. Okay, so Imran Wolfenden. There he is, Imran over there. We're getting a little bit of, he had a great first leg coming in first.
And the two
just after
Wyoming
the
skiers
start.
I see taking off out of the arena. This is, the dueling cowboys.
Here comes a skier from St. Olaf's. And we have a skier lining up with a kaleidoscope of circles on his lycra-clad legs. Wow.
Looks like it's the Colorado Mesa Colored Lycra team.
Followed by a Whitman College team.
Whitman actually is wearing Whitman uniforms. We
Yeah,
like it.
I think that was a Voorhees.
We like it.
This is what makes this type of event very cool. I mean, it's take yourself seriously to a certain point, but then enjoy yourselves and have fun with your competitors. We do have. We're going to pan in here or like zoom in. Really, that is a prototype Norwegian boxer / Speedo there.
We also have the Leopard Lycra. Leopard Lycra made up of different panels.
Okay, we've
it
got
could
a
be a
handoff
test
here. Wyoming skier handing off to another Colorado Mesa skier. Clarkson skiers handing off. St. Olaf skiers handing off. Bermuda shirt wearing skier handing off. A Western State skier just skiing off.
There's
So
Paul.
I
Is
think
that Paul Smith?
Michaela Martin should be coming here soon. She's a local skier handing off to her brother. Her brother Alex Martin, solid cross-country runner for Summit High School. We see Muffy Roy out there, who is wearing what looks to be an outdated burlap crocheted headband.
J.D. Downing coming into the finish area, coming in strong with bib 116.
So J.D. must be our first place skier at this point. J.D. takes things pretty. He is handing off.
Tagging a St. Olaf skier. I see Oregon State.
Helen Cutting in second place. Oregon State University Cascades. Helen in second place. Helen will be handing off to leg number one skier, Imran Wolfenden. He is going to have a tough time closing what looks to be about a 20-second gap.
The dueling cowboys are coming in now.
Here comes a couple of Wyoming skiers, and Helen Cutting, great third leg there for your team. So skier, what you're seeing there, we have that guy right there is the technical delegate in the yellow. He's running the race. Skiers handing off. People are wearing shorts, bibs, anything to sort of have fun, express yourself, but also probably stay a little bit cool. Here's an Air Force skier, Kobayashi, handing off.
Wyoming women.
So I can see in the background Nolan King warming up. Nolan is looking very serious right now. His team is in second place. We'll see how that stands. Nolan, the proud owner of a new time trial bike, word on the street has. Sunflower Lycra.
I see a St. Olaf skier coming into the finish. This looks like a mixed gender St. Olaf team.
Lovely day here.
Dan Semino, if you rub that burrito on skis, do the skis go faster?
There's Dan out there in the Hawaiian shirt on your right-hand corner of your screenshot, and he just turned around. He is the mastermind.
That's the secret wax in there.
If anybody out there right now, Dan in the Hawaiian shirt, please give him a huge thank you. Overworked, overburdened, but loves the Nordic ski scene.
That's what he does for
So
the big bucks.
He helps organize things like this.
We have
a mustachioed skier out on the line there. I like an actual real mustache going. There we go. I think he was from Paul Smith College in upstate New York.
looks like we have one team that's mixed Western State and St. Olaf.
Dan, is that a gluten-free burrito? Is that gluten-free? Lots of skiers going on through here. Hard to keep track of.
Leopard-like team.
But this is not an what you're seeing here is not an uncommon theme between, amongst people who Nordic ski quite a bit. Although, you can kind of get by. Oh, and here comes Imran right now, who I think is still in second place. Imran heading off to Nolan King with another strong leg. But it's fairly common to groups of Nordic skiers to kind of have fun at the end of a series of races like this and kind of take a deep breath.
A lot of deep breaths.
Yep, that's true. True enough. Here comes our leopard pattern skin boxer hybrid Speedo. Eric Martin about to be tagged off by his son Alex. There goes Eric Martin. The Martin family represented here by Alex, Eric, and Michaela. Clarkson skier coming through. And I'm just looking over here out the back. Comes Alex Martin. His wife taking a photo of him.
His mom.
While I'm down over here.
Oh, that's Eric Martin.
Yeah. There she is. Please post that on social media later. Okay, we have a couple skiers over here. One who looks like he's dressed for maybe a tennis game. Wyoming skier being tagged. No, not yet.
Looks like that may have been the combined Air Force tennis team / ski team.
So Martin's right there. Michaela and Alex. Are you guys in third? They're not. They don't hear me.
They're focused.
Very focused. Focused on the prize here.
After all, with Dad skiing in the race, you better stay focused.
That's true. It's true. So this is our last event from the USCSA 2015 National Championships here at Bend. We're from Mount Bachelor outside at Bend, Oregon. Great weather. We'd like to thank our amazing production manager, Silas. Giving it up for Silas.
Silas came all the way to Oregon from Maine just to do this event.
He's also responsible for the music tracks you've been listening to. Oh, and there's JD, also most likely a candidate for his AARP card soon enough. Receding hairline. And there he goes. JD is an accomplished skier. Very strong master skier here. And there he goes. So we should be seeing Nolan King coming in here pretty soon. Perhaps not. There he is. Here comes Nolan, which I believe he is in second place if you're keeping track of these sort of things. Helen Cutting from Oregon State University Cascades is getting ready for the handoff from Nolan. Helen is focused. And here comes Nolan tagging off. Okay, we have a gentleman. He is sporting his party socks there. He's got polka dot socks tagged off. And there comes
Team Martin.
Team Martin. Eric Martin handing off to his daughter, Michaela. One thing I noticed is that Eric is taking care of himself today. He has zinc oxide around his lips. Just the kind of day where he might need to do that. Here comes the mullet guy. So another person to thank out there. Raise your hand, Chris Fiala. Raise them up. There she is. Thank her. She's done a lot of work, and I'm sure there's lots of other folks here. The Martin family, Jason Tedrow and clan. People to thank for helping put on this event. Gary Dulesky, just thank him generally. Another skier coming through from Cornell University in upstate New York. So Imran, can you hear me, Imran? What place are you guys in, second or third? Second place for Oregon State University of Cascades right now, holding on to second place. There's Nolan King. He's getting a pep talk right now from Muffy Roy. There's the GoPro wearing gentleman.
Wyoming women's team tags off for the next leg.
So Muffy, we'll just check in there. Muffy, did you hand knit or hand crochet that headband? Do you crochet that headband yourself? Affirmative. Skiers waiting in the tag-off area. Muffy responsible for waxing the Oregon State University Cascades skiers' skis today. Thus far, it's looking like she did a great job. They're skiing into second place, and there goes Imran. Oh,
JD tagging off of the St. Olaf skier.
Yep. There's JD. And Imran awaiting Helen Cutting. Helen, I believe, is in second place. Lovely day. Here at our final event of the USCSA National Championships, the mixed relay.
You got somebody going out there on some zero skis, classic style.
Oh, good. Oh, Imran about to be tagged off by Helen Cutting, Oregon State University Cascades skier. Imran, a
so
local
we got a number
runner.
of skiers choosing to go out on classic skis for their leg.
Okay, here comes Imran is tagged by Helen, and I believe they are in second place. Don't quote me on that one. We'll have to see just at the finish how that is playing out.
Wyoming skiers coming in team time trial fashion. Looks like, is this Michaela?
It is Michaela Martin from College of Idaho in Caldwell, Idaho. Born and raised here in Bend, Oregon, handing off to her brother. Her brother is Alex Martin, local excellent Nordic skier and cross-country runner. Off he goes in some really nice-looking V2 technique. Here comes our skier with polka dot socks tagging off. Whitman College skier up on the line.
Well, I almost think that Team Martin could be in fourth, fifth place.
I don't know. I think what might be advantageous, Eric is wearing a nice camouflage hat this morning, so it sort of disguises him as he's probably moving up the ranks of the skiers.
Yes, we have an event. Not many events in which we see the coaches skiing with the athletes, the moms and dads skiing with the athletes.
Very cool.
This is mixing it up.
She is working hard there, Wyoming skier. There's Helen Cutting, or at least I see her. You don't see her over there, but she is skiing for Oregon State University Cascades. We had a Clarkson skier. We got a gentleman wearing a tropical themed a pair of Lycra leggings. Okay. So let's see our next. I'm just trying to keep. Wow, this gentleman here in sunflower themed Lycra, sporting. He is being tagged by his partner in the psychedelic Lycra.
We have a very serious Oregon State University team setting on their next leg. And a darn strong finish for this team.
Okay.
There's some good skiers out there
There's
today.
Imran skiing super hard for Nolan King. Tagging off to Nolan King, local kid from Bend, Oregon. There's JD Downing. Looks like JD just got Skin Dynamic, shedding the t-shirt. Sporting. Someone please take a photo of JD Downing. I repeat. But he is representing here the Masters Age skier.
You know, Jason, if we could put together some Masters teams for this race, we could have some pretty good finishes.
We could.
From the Bend Masters population.
Kind of one of those Type A skiers here. Like one of them is right there, Eric Martin heading off, who is probably one of the strongest Nordic skiers in just flat out in the country.
Eric is a multiple-time world champion in the Masters age group. He brought home a number of medals from the Masters World Championships in Canada a few years ago.
So racers, regardless of what type of Lycra or socks you are wearing, please return your bibs to Dan Simino, who is near the Rubbermaid bin at the terminus of the tag-off area. So he is over there on the right-hand side of that tag-off area. Make sure that you give or return your bibs, please. This event, what you're watching here, it's an unofficial event, meaning that it's time for kids to kind of loosen up a little bit. It is the 3x3 mixed relay, any technique, meaning you can probably walk it, snowshoe it, but most people here are using Nordic skis, and you can use classic skis, skate skis, but it is a 3x3 mixed relay, meaning the teams are, and there goes JD Downing there. I believe this is the last leg for him, he is the anchor, I believe. So this event, when I say mixed, it can have women, it can have men, grandfathers, grandmothers, aunts, uncles, sisters, daughters,
no pets,
partners, whatever. Very fun event for our last event concluding this national championships. So those are skiers you're seeing like awaiting in the tag-off area, pretty casual. Lots of fun. We're getting, like, even Gary Dulesky is sporting a smile there. But a great day. Good day to have some fun. Looks like Helen Cutting is getting out into the tag-off area. And in comes Nolan King to tag off to Helen. Here comes a Whitman skier tagging off to a patriotic flag-wearing Whitman skier.
Boy, if I'm not mistaken, here comes Eric Martin moving himself and Team Martin up into third or fourth place.
Okay, so that is... Eric's got some fast skis there as he tags off to Michaela.
Eric works with the folks at Web Skis. It's a local shop that supports almost all of the race programs here in Bend and actually race programs around the country.
Lots of folks coming out to spectate locals like Ray Colton, who probably could tell you something about the periodic table. He's out there. There's St. Olaf skiers. Great day here at Mount Bachelor, just outside of Bend, Oregon. Probably, I would say air temps at this point are pushing into the,
middle
high
50s.
40s, really, middle
50s at this point.
My gosh. I have to say, if you're streaming this over on the East Coast, it's been a different scene here over in Bend this year. Too much of this warm, clear weather. So again, you are watching the 3x3 mixed relay here at the USCSA National Championships, and each team is constituted of 3 skiers. Each skier must ski 3 legs of 1 kilometer each. So it's been hard to tell who, what, where, and when here.
Here comes J.D. Downing into the finish area.
I think he's finished. Does this mean he is finishing
this
here?
means
yes.
that the combined team of J.D. and St. Olaf coach looks like to be the finish.
J.D. is representing in his tank top apparel, stamping his authority on this race here from Bend, Oregon. J.D.'s got to be pushing late 40s there, I guess. He is part of a team of skiers from Wyoming. They are taking first place in this mixed relay. JD, you'll probably have to watch his tan line after just wearing his bib out there with his Lycra.
I think that the next time this race is held in Bend, we should have a sponsor that's a sunscreen company.
Yeah, this is... Yes. Okay. Lots of teams still out there.
Almost all teams are still out there working to try to keep up with the older coaches who seem to have walked away with this win.
Okay, I'm kind of curious to see if Oregon State
has maintained their second place position.
Second place.
That Oregon State was a mixed gender team.
Helen
made up mostly of local skiers. Is that correct?
That is it. They are all Oregon skiers, born and raised. Nolan King from Bend, Oregon, Imran Wolfeden from Bend, Oregon, and Helen Cutting from Eugene. They are the core, the 3 skiers for the Oregon State University Cascades ski program. And that has been in existence for 3 years.
We have a finish.
Oh, Helen and the Wyoming skier. My gosh, this is
the Wyoming
craziness.
team trial.
Helen pushing hard to take third.
Wyoming takes second, and the OSU mixed gender team takes third with Wyoming in fourth.
Wow. Helen, great work there, securing a third place spot.
Looks like those Wyoming skiers worked very much as a team time trial, possibly switching leads and giving each other a rest. But they made up some time there, ending up finishing in second place. Looks like we have Team Martin coming in now to finish. Team Martin, as I thought, had moved into third or fourth, and now they're holding that fourth place position.
This is fourth. You sure this is fourth? What? This could be fifth. I don't know.
Could be fifth.
I thought there were 2 Wyoming teams. There was one that came in right ahead of Helen.
This is fifth.
Fifth place for the Martin team. Proud. So if we look at statistically right now, we have a 5th place team that is made up of locals and a 3rd place team made up of locals. A good showing.
I'm going to make a guess in that. Well, here we have Clarkson.
We have a Clarkson
team coming in to finish in 6th place. I'm going to make a guess, and that is the Oregon State University Cascades develops their 4-year campus here in Bend. We'll see growth in that ski program.
We will. And there's a patriotic skier there. Got to make sure that doesn't touch the ground. I always heard the rumor that you had to burn it if it touched the ground. Is there truth to that?
Well, the snow is about 3 feet deep here, so maybe it can't touch the ground.
Well, I know, but then, are we splitting hairs? What's ground?
Touching the snow touching the ground?
I don't know. Lovely day. So what you're seeing, as we pan in there, that is our technical delegate. But way in the back there, you'll see we're not going to hold that shot. But that was the South Sister, so that is the second tallest peak, I think, in Oregon.
It is.
And there we're just getting a close-up of that is Derek Martin's hair, and that is his grandfather, Bill. Bill is the grandfather of Eric. I'm sorry, the father of Eric and the grandfather of Michaela and Alex. Lots of Martins here. Okay, there we go. They're back. Whoa.
I would not have been surprised to see Bill put on some race skis and get out there with the family today.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised he wasn't out there. Okay, so lovely. So back in just beyond the trees there, you'll see kind of a white bump. That is the South Sister. So there's the South Sister, the Middle Sister, and the North Sister. And as we pan in here, or zoom in here to the finish.
Coming in what, six? Is this sixth?
I think this is 7th or 8th at this point, but don't quote me. And that is the first, so I think that is the first all-female team, the first all-women team to finish. Here comes a skier from the Air Force Academy. Another academically excellent school represented here at the USCSA National Championships. From Bend, Oregon. We are outside Bend, Oregon at Mount Bachelor on a postcard perfect day. No wind.
Jason,
no
look
clouds.
at these young college students and looking at their major field of study. I'm looking at some of the bios. I would like to take all of these talented and intelligent and ambitious young athletes and put them together in some problem-solving teams. We might come up with some pretty darn cool solutions to a lot of engineering, environmental problems. We've got tremendous intelligence and talent here.
Yeah, it's true. When we looked at the bios the first day, it was impressive to look at. It wasn't uncommon to see aeronautical engineering or another type of engineering or
a lot of pre-med students here. Environmental engineering.
So our Whitman skier representing the United States of America here, waiting for the tag off. It's the Whitman Nordies, I think, Nordmans. And that is Voorhees tagging off. Am I correct? Is that a Voorhees? I get an affirmative. Voorhees tags off to another patriotic Whitman skier. The Voorhees, part of a clan outside of Seattle that has supported Nordic skiing for a long, long time. Her uncle, Kurt Voorhees, has started a great junior program called Momentum Northwest based out of Seattle. And here comes another tag. I want to say, well, got a tag there. There we go. And there's a finisher from St. Olaf's. And a tag off.
And another finisher from St. Olaf's. The St. Olaf's women's team is in.
So one of the cool things also about Nordic skiing, it's pretty grassroots. So Court got this program started in a place like Seattle, this major metropolitan area. Where
that doesn't have snow.
Does not have snow this year, but in a typical year they can drive up the Snoqualmie Pass, and they've attracted a really strong cohort of skiers this year under the guidance of Court, and I think Sam Naney is their head coach. Okay, so you are watching the mixed 3x3 relay, the freestyle technique, meaning anything pretty much is going here. Mixed meaning that you can team up with all males and females, aunts, uncles, nephews. You do not need to be enrolled in a 4-year college program. You can hold multiple graduate degrees. So another person to thank out there. So another person to thank out there are, I'm just going to call them the Tedros, Jason and Carrie, over by the, I see him, you don't see him, he's laughing there, he's giving up a please thank all of these volunteers. Over in the finishing area, Carrie and Jason. Jason just returning from a stint in Japan. We'll get to that in a second. We are just seeing live a shot of a rowdy-looking, mustachioed Wyoming skier. He is the backdrop there is Dutchman Flat. Look at I'm sorry, we have Usain Bolt flexing, looking strong, representing University of Wyoming, which, according to our crude calculations, are our men's champions. And we have a Paul Smith College finisher.
Actually, it was JD.
So we have some skiers chatting away. Seems like a good, happy group of kids. Healthy kids, smart kids.
There's another way to do a team relay. 2 people on the same pair of skis.
Is she on the back of his skis?
She is on the back of his skis.
That is another good way to
2 folks, mixed gender couples on a single pair of skis. This is a new event, Jason.
It is. I think it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. So again, skiers, coaches, people, please thank all of the race volunteers here today, including Kelly Simino, the anchor, pretty much, of the Simino clan. Do you hear that, Dan? So finishing up here, our mixed 3x. Whoa! We got. I think that's Dan Simino, but what I don't think he realizes is how fragile this and brittle this glass is. That's scary. So, again, this race is put on by, I believe, MBSEF helped. The Mount Bachelor Sports Education Foundation helped organize it, but really what is helping grease the wheels, so to speak, are people like Kelly Simino, Kerry and Jason Tedrow. Jason just returning from a trip to Japan where he competed in a World Loppet race, a 50K skate, I believe. We have a found pair of pink sunglasses. Please go to Dan Simino if you are looking for a very nice looking pair of, I believe, Rudy Pot Project pink sunglasses. And we have our finisher and the American flag. So again, return your bibs, skiers. You have 3 things to do. Return your bibs. Thank the people putting on this race. And third, if you are the owner of the pink Rudy Project sunglasses, Dan Simino has them. They might look good on him though, actually. Lovely day here at Mount Bachelor. Definitely one of those days where you might think twice if you're not going out without some sunblock. We have another volunteer who might walk into our camera view there, Chris Fiala, with amazing son, Caden. That's right. These are our other 2. If you guys keep on walking towards that tent, we'll get you on screen there. Keep on walking.
Thanks out there to the assistant starters, Beth Miller and Danny Hinckley.
There we go, Danny Hinckley. Also the anchor of the Hinckley family.
Danny's been nursing me and my significant injuries for a couple of months now. She's probably getting pretty tired of doing that.
Okay, so as Dan is walking by there, we also have a phone. He has a phone. So, okay, we have the pink Rudy Project glasses have been claimed. Dan Simino may have a phone. I'm not certain.
Any items that get left and not claimed will be auctioned as a fundraiser for MBSEF.
So again, you are watching the conclusion of the USCSA National Championships here with a fairly low-key, casual event. The mixed 3x3 relay, mixed in the sense that it is a not all male or all female, but you have mixed gender teams, also mixed age. We have non-eligible collegiate athletes participating. We have a non-eligible collegiate athlete who actually was part of the team that came in first, I believe. But you have some stats there. What do you have?
Well, I lost track, honestly, Jason. I've got the team that JD skied on coming in first place, and I think that was St. Olaf coach and then someone else.
And we have in our screen there, we have Helen in the orange. So Helen was part of the second place. Oh no, they came in third. The third place team from Oregon State University at Cascades, part of this Upstart program, 3 years in the making.
So we had a Wyoming men's team in second, and a Wyoming men's team in fourth, and Team Martin, the Martin family, in fifth.
That's right. That's right. So it's been a pretty smooth situation over here. A great, sounds to me after talking to Dan Simino, the race chief, the other day, it sounds like all the coaches were super complimentary in terms of how the race was organized and how these events transpired. There is Danny Hinckley over at the finish line. Danny is helping volunteer with the timing. Danny is also graciously taking care of our good friend Bert Hinckley, who is helping me commentate, and was in a, if there ever could be a gnarly Nordic ski accident, Bert was in it over Thanksgiving.
If you're going to do it big.
That's right. That's right. It was big.
My brother lives by the philosophy of anything worth doing, it's worth overdoing.
And
I guess that happened to me in my injury.
Right. So we're waiting the few last finishers here.
And while we're waiting for these few last finishers, I'd like to extend a thank you to the coaches. Many of them are volunteer coaches from these college teams who have come out to support their athletes. They've been a great group of parents here traveling from all over the place, from Colorado, from Wyoming, who've come to Bend to watch this race. It has been a wonderful week, a week of camaraderie and competition.
And just to sell the sport a little more, if you are a parent or you are a kid looking to get involved with a life sport, meaning, it might be difficult when you're 60 or 70 to huck off a lip of a half pipe. The stylists may beg to differ, but that's hard to pull off as you age. But Nordic skiing is something that you can really do, and we have skiers here at Mount Bachelor in their 90s that are out here on our trails.
We had a fun picture the other day, a Western State College alumni picture. And we had a number of us from the class of 1971.
And we have our skier coming in with our hybrid proto-speedo Lycra boxers.
Diving across the finish line in spectacular rugby fashion.
We need to have attendance on this skier. He looks like he had a great race. He's dressed for the weather and also dressed for success.
I almost feel sorry for some of the skiers who have to go back to upstate New York and New England where it's cold and gray and wintry.
This is true. So they are going to be having a little bit of climactic shock when they go back across the country to low pressure and moist, cold. Well, they have a lot of snow and they have cold temps.
They might be happy to breathe in oxygen. I know that a lot of the young skiers were having difficulty with the 6,200-foot elevation of our current location.
So that is there's JD Downing there skiing away. He is, I think he is part of the victory team here. And we're focusing in on the Whitman College team. Whitman College from Walla Walla, Washington. Just on the cusp of potato country. It is known for its
wine and onions.
That's right, onions.
Two of life's finer foods.
It's true. So they are famous for their onions, and those skiers are part of a legacy of Whitman skiers that has produced an Olympian. And I believe we are still, I'm going to get a confirmation from the technical delegate there. Are we still awaiting a finisher? We have finished the race. So that's, I posed that question because that's how difficult it was to keep track of. So we are finishing up our coverage on the Nordic side of things at the 2015 USCSA Nationals, where we are thanking volunteers like Bill Martin. Bill Martin, thank you for your time. Thank you for, I don't know his name, but the technical delegate's time. Appreciate it. I think, are you from Montana? I'm seeing the
Montana State.
Okay. Seeing the Montana hat there, Montana State. Okay, thanks so much. I'm Jason Albert with Bert Hinckley, and we are about to conclude our coverage of the 2015 USCSA National Championships, which are brought to you in part by Patagonia. Their mission to build the best product, cause no unnecessary harm, and to use business to inspire and implement solutions to the environmental crisis. Learn more at Patagonia.com. Patagonia, proud supporters of the USCSA, and by Reliable Racing. Whether it's Alpine and Nordic ski racing apparel and equipment, hill and event supplies, sports timing equipment, or hard-to-find race gear, Reliable Racing is your one-stop shop. Check them out on the web at ReliableRacing.com. And by Twitchell Sportswear, the home of Yeti apparel. When you're facing truly abominable weather, the Yeti has you covered. Check out the complete collection at twitchellsportswear.com. Proud supporters of the USCSA, and this will be the last time you're hearing this from me. It has not been abominable weather here in Mount Bachelor outside of Bend, Oregon. Thank you for watching. I am Jason Albert.
I'm Bert Hinckley. Jason, I hope the next time we do this I have a full voice, but it's been a great time this week.
All right, thank you, and thanks, Silas.
See, I wrote down on a burning wall, F-A-L-L is the people's call. Let the world gather round. Say, what have you just found? Is it something I could drown in the water? Why ask if you tell? 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 Grown child with a loaded gun. Said it's all good, 'cause I'm just having fun. I'm a perfect mocking crack with twisting hair, my smear. Is it something I could crack in the wall? Well, there's a fire raging all around you, and it burns a dark road. And I know this life won't last forever, but I stand and fight there. Oh, tell my mother that I never had a reason. Tell my father that I never made it far. And I'm tightly holding on to the last great hope that I might be on my way to much more lovely time. But there's a fire raging all around you, and it burns a dark road. And I know this life won't last forever, but I'll stand and fight there.